League semifinal win over Proctor. He was a backup to Rex Wally last year, who played in this game for the Blue Jackets, so the first taste of section championship hockey for Lamphere. Cloquet-Esco Carleton, the 3 seed in the road purples. Hibbing Chisholm, the 1 seed in the home whites. We are underway. The winner off to next week's Minnesota State Tournament. Hibbing Chisholm on the attack first. Ilianardo the save, and Galley sent the rebound wide for Hibbing Chisholm. Welcome to the game, Jacob Ilianardo.
Yeah, right away, testing him out. But like Dylan said in the pregame show, the more rubber he sees, the happier he is. Gets a feel for it right away.
That was Elsner, the initial shot. Galley sent the rebound just a foot wide to the far post for Hibbing Chisholm. Galley picks up the loose puck at center ice. And the Blue Jackets, their high-flying offense on display in the opening minute. Galley to the middle, that was Strukel. He's got the puck again for the Blue Jackets toward the front. Pad save, Ilianardo. Hildenbrand, centering pass, picked off, and CEC will skate it to the blue line. They'll get it to center ice. Top line out there now for Hibbing Chisholm. This is Cole Swanson to the far circle. Nifty move. Centering pass was behind his brother Tate Swanson. Now a 3-on-2 the other way for CEC. And they're offside, entering the Hibbing Chisholm zone. Let's go down to Dylan.
Guys, right off the bat, both teams get into the game plan that they want to do. I don't know if you guys saw right in my kitchen, that's already a first hit from the Lumberjacks. And for Hibbing Chisholm, man, high-flying offense, their speed through the neutral zone, already peppering the shots. And Liam, like you said, Ilianardo with the first couple of good saves to get him into the game.
Sunval back to collect it for Hibbing Chisholm. His pass forward, picked off at the line. Now through center ice they come. This is Elsner, ducks under a check at the far side. Centering pass, and it came through the crease area. Dangerous looking play there for Hibbing Chisholm. That was Whitaker Rewerts, the defenseman who had jumped up in the play.
Early on, the Lumberjacks not quite able to keep Hibbing Chisholm to the perimeter, something they really emphasize for a skilled team like this. You don't want them to get those high-danger chances right in the slot, right out front. They've had a couple pucks come right through that blue paint, right in the slot. Lucky enough, still all zeros here in the early stages.
Face-off in the CEC zone. Bram Snesrud off the boards and out to center ice. Chasing it down now is Parks. Over to help on the play was Vessel. And now a long shot, that's wide of the goal. CEC will go to work in the offensive zone for really the first time tonight. Here still in the opening 2 minutes. Ilianardo out, can't track that one down. Snesrud helps it along the boards, and they'll get it out to center ice. This is Parks across the red, now the blue line, long shot. Lamphere makes his first stop of the game for Hibbing Chisholm. Galley. His stretch pass picked off, and now it's Sewell in a foot race to the near circle. He wins it for CEC. Centering pass. He's trying to spin the backhander in on goal was Sullivan. Strukel up the far boards. Held at the far point by the Lumberjacks.
Good sustained pressure here from this top unit from the purple and gold.
Strukel again behind the Hibbing Chisholm goal. Up the near boards it comes. Galley toward the middle. They'll spin it through center ice and out into the CEC zone. That's Gabardi who dumps it in for the Blue Jackets. Gentilini picked off there by Hildenbrand along the far boards. He protects the puck against 3 defenders. It comes through the slot area. Skating onto it is Swanson. And Tate put one off the left pad of Ilianardo.
Looked like nobody wanted the puck there for Cloquet-Esco Carleton, kind of just fluttering through the slot. Lucky no one picked it up for the Blue Jackets when it was in that prime scoring area.
Puck out of play, and the faceoff will come in the Cloquet-Esco Carleton zone. Just over 3 minutes played here in the opening period. Shots 3-1 in favor of Hibbing Chisholm.
Just a look back at how these teams matched up in the regular season. Hibbing took both games 5-2 and 4-1. Ilianardo made 44 saves on 53 total shots, giving up all 9 of those goals. So it'll be imperative that they keep that Blue Jacket offense bottled up.
2-on-2 battle in the near corner now. Offensive zone time here for CEC. Hibbing Chisholm will dig it free. It comes to the CEC line. Hildenbrand able to hold it. Tried to find Cole Swanson, the younger of the Swanson brothers. It's picked off by the Lumberjacks. They clear it to center, but sent right back in by the Blue Jackets. And that'll be an icing here on Hibbing Chisholm. We'll go to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, I think for the Blue Jackets today, it's going to be getting a goal and getting a goal early, right? I mean, they've outscored the opposition 24-1. Let me say that again, 24-1 in the first two games. So they're going to try to keep on peppering Leonardo. For CEC, it's about keeping the game close to their chest. Those one-goal games, they thrive in them. I think scoring the first goal is going to be big for the purple and gold.
Blue Jackets wrap it around the far side. This is Hildenbrand, who attacks across the CEC line. Has Swanson going to the front. That was Tate, the older brother. Couldn't get a stick to it. Now Hildenbrand tried to feed Cole at the far side. Painovich defends it well. Cole Swanson now sharp angle. Fought off by Leonardo. The puck comes to Sewell, who will clear for Cloquet-Esco Carleton. Sewell skates onto that loose puck. He fires from a sharp angle, and Lamphere makes his toughest stop of the night so far.
Looked like it kind of handcuffed him, crossed him up a little bit there, drifting back into his cage as he corralled that one. It's those type of shots, those type of chances that paid dividends for the Lumberjacks in their last game, but a good save there for Lamphere. Obviously, he hasn't had as many dangerous looks as Leonardo on the other end, but good for him to sort of get a feel for this game.
Third line's out for both teams. Offensive zone draw here for the Lumberjacks. Riccio wins it backwards for Hibbing Chisholm. Vessel will control. He moves it forward to Elsner. To the far side, that was Riccio who fired it over the crossbar, and now a whistle.
It looked like that puck went out of play. They didn't quite see it right away, but good of them to blow it down. It seems like some of the players on the ice noticed that it didn't catch that netting back in the CEC zone.
So the faceoff will come in the Lumberjack zone to the right of Leonardo. Top line right back to it for Hibbing Chisholm. That's the Swanson brothers and Isaiah Hildenbrand, two seniors and a sophomore on that top line, and all three of them 50-plus points on the year as Swanson tries to center. That was Cole, intended for his brother. Back to the point. Long shot from Vessel is blocked. Rewerts into the corner. CEC takes it away. They've got numbers the other way. This is Hurst at the far side. Has Robbins and Parks with him, and that shot was blocked by Vessel. Now a shot from the top of the circle is fought off by Lamphere. That came from Jake Hurst.
That third line there, they countered well against this top line of Hibbing Chisholm. Able to get a breakout and get a good chance. It'll be interesting to see how Hibbing uses the last change here as technically the home team, and if they try and use that matchup a little bit more.
No score on our first period scoreboard, brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. First period scoreboard brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. Just over 5 minutes gone in this opening frame. No score between Cloquet-Esco Carleton and Hibbing Chisholm. The shots even at 3 apiece. Ahead of this faceoff, we'll go down to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, you know, Liam, you mentioned it the last play before the break, right? CEC kind of getting a nice breakout in the odd man rush. What I've been noticing right now is they're having 5 purple sweaters below their defensive hash marks, right? And they're crowding that slot. For the Blue Jackets, they're having 3 of their forwards kind of at times even below the goal line. And so those quick breaks is allowing for the odd man breaks right now for the Lumberjacks.
Neutral zone face-off here midway through the first. This is Bram Snedsrud from center ice in on Lamphere, who gloves and releases. Sunval out to center ice for Hibbing Chisholm. Shot right back in by the Lumberjacks. Strukel will collect the loose puck. To Sunval. Ahead for Galley. He tried a rink-wide pass intended for Gabardi, who gives chase now, and a collision into the far corner. Penalty coming here to Hibbing Chisholm. And Cole Painovich is slow to his feet. Looks like he's going to be okay. He and Gabardi got tangled up, and Cloquet-Esko Carleton will get the game's first power play.
If you remember the last game, Painovich drew a penalty against Hermantown on Bo Christie. He got a stick up high in the chin and the face mask area. So again, going into those dirty areas, making something happen, drawing a penalty here, giving his team a chance on the power play. They've had a pretty good power play here. You see Gabardi just dragging him down from behind. That's a scary collision, though. Those type of plays, sometimes you can have people miss time because of a play like that. Good to see he's back on his feet and out here for the power play.
Great chance here for the Lumberjacks to take a lead early in this game. Their power play up near 27% on the year. This is Bram Snesrud into the zone. Poked away from him, but right to Sewell. Painovich along that near point. They'll try to get set up. Painovich works to the middle. Down low, intended for Sullivan. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Snesrud has it at the near point. Painovich for Snesrud in the circle. That shot blocked by Elsner. He chases it to the corner. Snesrud has it at the point. Painovich. Snesrud toward the middle. Gets to Sewell. Sharp angle. Good save, Gavin Lamphere.
Wonder if that touch there from Gentilini just took a little bit of heat off the puck there. It looked like it was a good crisp pass to Sewell. Kind of slowed it down a little bit, gave Lamphere more time to get over and in front of that shot.
Big block earlier in that sequence from Kellen Elsner, one of those seniors for Hibbing Chisholm, trying to get back to that Minnesota State tournament. They made it to the semifinal round there a year ago, lost to East Grand Forks. This year's group trying to not only get back, but get one round further than they did last year in St. Paul. Snesrud at the far point, able to hold the zone nicely. It comes across for Painovich. He walks to the circle, fired it through the middle, looking for a redirect, didn't get it. And Snesrud forced back to center ice. Painovich tried an area pass for Sullivan. That was picked off, and Hibbing Chisholm gets the clear with 1 minute gone in the CEC power play.
Looks like they're going to keep that top unit out there, at least for this next push here.
Turnover just outside their defensive line. They get it back. Sullivan moves it ahead for Gentilini. He has it taken away. Another clear for the Blue Jackets with 35 seconds to go. Same.
Cole Swanson there pushing the attack. He leads the team in shorthanded goals this year. A very aggressive penalty killer. Likes to use his speed and size to start some offense even when they're down a man.
Same five guys out there for CEC has started this power play. Now another takeaway. It moves to the middle. This is Tate Swanson. Across. Galley one-timer. And the rebound swept away. A great save there from Ilianardo. Puck back to the point at the far side. Long shot was blocked. It bounces to Rewerts. We're back to 5-on-5. Galley, who had that one-time opportunity just moments ago, his second really good chance of the game so far. Rewerts into the circle. He fires wide on the stick side. McDonald at the far point to Tate Swanson. He was the setup man for Galley's last chance. Now he centers again, and Galley, that one put it high and wide. Tate Swanson again in the circle, across for Gabardi, who fanned on it off the heel of his stick. Hibbing Chisholm buzzing after that penalty kill. Held at the point by McDonald. It bounces to Willis. He moves it forward. Sewell is behind the D. Jordan Sewell is tripped up. Penalty coming. Will it be a penalty shot? I don't believe so. It'll be another power play for Cloquet-Esko Carleton. First half of the last power play was better than the second half. See what they can do to start this fresh 2 minutes. Second unit is out there for the Lumberjacks. Davis Snesrud spins away from the check. It goes behind the net. This is Karla. Comes to the point. Long shot toward the front. Lamphere looked behind him. That shot came from Caden Willis. And Lamphere is on it for Hibbing Chisholm. Dylan.
Yeah, guys, on that last power play for CEC, that first unit, they're out for almost the whole 2 minutes, and you saw right at the end there, they got caught in their own zone. Now the second unit, they have some time. They got some good looks. The second unit likes leaving three guys up high above the circles, so you're going to see a lot of shots coming from the point here, I expect, in this power play.
Also out there on that second unit for CEC's power play is sophomore defenseman Drew Piontek, who doesn't get a lot of time 5-on-5, but you'll see him on this second power play unit. He's the quarterback, number 23, at the top of the zone. Hibbing Chisholm gets a clear here, and Piontek will be the first one back to pick it up.
And Coach Walters had a lot of good things to say about the sophomore. Likes what he does and what he brings to the second unit.
45 seconds gone in this second power play of the period for CEC. Snesrud digs it free in the corner. Move to the middle, Lamphere the save. Good move there for the big junior defenseman Davis Snesrud. Lamphere equal to the task.
Yeah, a couple whistles gave them some time to rest the legs of their top power play unit. Yeah, just coming free here from the corner, muscling out front, but Lamphere saw it all the way.
Davis Snesrud, the bigger of the Snesrud cousins on this Cloquasco Carleton team. Bram, the younger cousin, a bit smaller than Davis, but really quick feet. You'll see a lot of both of them as the game progresses. That shot toward the front, redirected by Gentilini. Lamphere, for his part, has made a couple acrobatic saves in the early going.
That one wasn't a laser of a shot, but certainly a big stop for Lamphere, getting the glove on that. It was a heads-up play from Sewell to look for a tip out front. Got some air on it, did Gentilini. Lamphere once again shuts the door.
This time, Hibbing Chisholm wins the face-off. It comes around the near point. Painovich will hold, got it as far. Now pickpocketed, that's Sullivan on his backhand. Pad save Lamphere. That might be his best of the period. Connor Sullivan was right on the doorstep. Still 40 seconds to go in this CEC power play. This is Bram Snesrud into the zone. He blew a tire along the near boards. Rewerts moves it forward. Gabardi and a penalty coming to CEC.
That'll be on Painovich. He caught the arms of Gabardi there with a slash. Now they're going to call high stick. Might have caught him in the face mask.
Painovich to the box for high sticking. Still 24 seconds to go on the McDonald minor. So we'll skate 4-on-4, and then Hibbing Chisholm will get its first power play of the game. As we get set for this, let's go to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, that last one, it seemed like it was just kind of on the cuff of the hands. Maybe the ref was in the corner, thought it touched the face mask there, but still, it's a power play, and it might be one of those special teams games, guys. I mean, both penalty kill and power plays, it's not letting the big guns, at least till now, for the Blue Jackets to get out on the ice and kind of get their legs under them. Still some nerves, you know, just hearing out of my left ear here, head coach Aaron Jamnick saying, hey, relax, guys, take it easy, it's all right. And now maybe this power play could kind of settle them in for this one.
Still 24 seconds on that, on 4-on-4 hockey here before anyone gets a man advantage.
CEC has the puck. This is Willis across the blue line, leaves it for Sewell. Tried to return pass to him. It's picked off by Rewerts. Moves it forward. This is Hildenbrand. Tried to find Rewerts. It comes back to him. Spinorama move low in the circle. Cole Swanson, far corner to Tate, his brother, high in the zone. Long shot was blocker aside by Ilianardo. 2-on-2 now for CEC. Sewell has Carla with him. Long shot, the rebound laid there for a moment. It's swept away by Hibbing Chisholm. The Blue Jackets now on their first Benaford power play of the game. 1:15 to go on the man advantage now for the Blue Jackets.
CEC, very good game, killing penalties against Hermantown in the semifinals. They've been doing that well all season long. But they're facing a pretty talented power play unit here for the Blue Jackets.
Rewerts long shot. Ilianardo fights it off with the glove. Comes back to Tate Swanson near side point. Works to the circle. He'll fire. Pinballed around in front. Collected by Sullivan, who's shorthanded. Starts the charge for CEC. 1-on-2. He's got some room, and Lamphere has to make a stop. Second good look in the last minute or so of game time for Connor Sullivan.
Shots now tipping back into CEC's favor. They've used those power plays to really generate chances, but they're shorthanded. Connor Sullivan kind of got a Blue Jacket defenseman turned around, opened up a good lane to fire the puck in there and kill the penalty in the O-zone.
41 seconds to go in the Hibbing Chisholm power play, their first of the game. CEC controls off the draw. Cole Swanson wins it back for the Blue Jackets. And they will start forward. This is Strukel. The drop pass for Tate Swanson. Ahead at the line, Hildenbrand. Blue Jackets will get set up. 20 seconds to go in the manage. Swanson. This is Cole. He's pushed down at the far side. No call coming. Swept toward the crease. And it comes to the near side point. Tate Swanson across for his brother Cole. Again through the crease area, looking for a redirect. Didn't get one, and that will do it for the Hibbing Chisholm power play. We're back to even strength as Painovich is released.
Yeah, it looks like their plan of attack there on the power play was to kind of go backdoor to backdoor, keep it along the goal line with someone up high, feeding it to one side or the other. Hildenbrand tripped up as he tried to enter the zone. Hibbing Chisholm wanted a penalty, won't get one, and that pass deflected into the Blue Jackets bench. We will take a break. Still no score on our first period scoreboard, brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. First period scoreboard brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. Worth noting, the head coaching matchup in this game is an interesting one. Aaron Jamnik for Hibbing Chisholm in his second year, coaching for his alma mater. Opposite him is Shea Walters in his 8th year behind the CEC bench. He's also an alumnus of Hibbing, so coaching against his former high school, trying to earn a spot in next week's state tournament. Always like when you add another layer to that, where it's kind of like, yeah, no, I used to play for him, but now I don't want him to win.
Community pride all nights but tonight, I'm sure, for Shea Walters as Ilianardo gloves that long shot for CEC. And we'll take a look at tonight's first period fan cam, brought to you by Volkswagen of Duluth.
Mentioned it in the open. A lot of students here. Good representation from both schools. The upper bowl, pretty full too. A lot of people coming out for a game like this.
Riccio wins the draw for Hibbing Chisholm. Vessel toward the front. It was tipped to the far corner. Chasing it down, Riccio in the circle. That shot was blocked. Elsmore will pick it up and clear to center for CEC. Comes now to Karla for the Lumberjacks. Defended by Vessel along the near boards. Into the corner, Bram Snesrud. Centering pass, it got through. Elsmore couldn't make a play on it for CEC. Elsner the other way. He'll chip it in. Back to get it, Renquist. He gets some help from Painovich along the end boards for the Lumberjacks. Painovich will flip to center ice. Renquist takes a heavy hit just in front of the Hibbing Chisholm bench. That was Blake Riccio who delivered the hit for Hibbing Chisholm. Through center ice. First couldn't control. It comes back to Willis for CEC. Rink wide, intended for Hurst. They waved off the icing. Just over 3 minutes to go in a scoreless opening period. Shots 11-8 in favor of CEC, and now a heavy hit the other way. That was Jacob Parks decleating Gabardi for Cloquet-Esco Carleton. And now a bouncing puck is covered by Jacob Ilianardo for the Lumberjacks. Dylan, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, I think the longer that the game kind of stays in this 0-0 favor, it's going to favor CEC a little bit more. That kind of plays into their style of play. You see the physicality getting up, that hard-nosed hockey. I mean, for Hibbing Chisholm, this is new territory, right, for them in this playoffs. I mean, scoring 24 goals in the first 2 games, and we're still even up at goose egg. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this period at least plays out. A couple minutes left, 3 about.
Off the face-off, Painovich skates it to center ice ahead for Sewell. He has to deal with Strukel at the Hibbing Chisholm line, and they're in offside. Just on the other side of 3 minutes to go in the period.
Yeah, physicality starting to really pick up. I think that a little bit has to do with neither team sort of really grasping full momentum just yet. We saw a couple big hits in the last minute or so. Each team really starting to throw their weight around.
Again, CEC wins the face-off. Painovich tried to flip it in. It's immediately taken over by Hibbing Chisholm. Their big lines out there. Tate Swanson ahead for Rewerts. Rewerts lost a handle toward the middle. Flips to the blue line. It's taken away by Sullivan. In a foot race now with Tate Swanson. Connor Sullivan fires, he scores! What a goal! Connor Sullivan puts CEC on the board. It's 1-0.
They got to get Swanson out of there celebrating in front of the fans, but what a one-man effort. Connor Sullivan, he started his scoring for the Lumberjacks in their last game, and he does the same thing again here. To see him drive out front, keep Swanson off of him, and pick a corner high blocker side on Gavin Lamphere. And the Lumberjacks get that all-important first goal of the game here late in the first.
Sullivan was the Lumberjacks' top returning scorer from a year ago. He had a goal and an assist in the semifinal win over Hermantown, and he opens the scoring tonight. 1-0 Cloquet-Esco Carleton. It's Sullivan's 17th goal of the year, and that all-important first goal belongs tonight to the Lumberjacks.
And Dylan had talked about the game plan for CEC when that top line is out. They're trying to jumpstart a rush off of that hemmed-in pressure from the top unit of the Blue Jackets.
Now play toward the crease area. Leonardo able to sweep it away. Lost his goal stick in the process. Toward the front, goes to the corner. Renquist takes a heavy hit along the far boards. Galley has it back in the corner. Through the crease. Sunval winds and fires, blocked by Elsmore. Picked off by Galley behind the goal. Another heavy hit as Hibbing Chisholm comes out after the goal with two big hits in that offensive zone sequence. Now Carla, he sidesteps a hit. Elsmore centers. He's knocked off his skates, and the puck is skated to center ice. This is McDonald. Gabardi fires, saved by Leonardo with 1:45 to play in the period. The Blue Jackets putting a push on after going down 1-0 on the Sullivan goal. They'll wave off the icing here as Vessel back to collect it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like there was going to be an icing there, but you mentioned those big hits. Colton Renquist has taken a couple massive hits here in this first period, and Hibbing likely said, hey, we got to start laying the body a little bit more. We got to play theirs. We got to kind of match what CEC is doing, because they had a couple big hits early on, and now they're trying to match that and get even, so to speak.
High sticking whistle here. We'll go to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, I mean, right on cue, right? You see how that first goal changes the whole complexity and whole picture of this game. The floodgates really have opened, but once again, I mean, I got to say that kind of favors CEC's game. You see Hibbing, Chisholm, they kind of feel like, oh, man, we're down 1-0. Let's start sending people. And you can see at times that last play, 4 white jerseys below the hash marks, and that's going to feed the transition game from CEC.
Cole Swanson picks up the loose puck, moves it to Hildenbrand just inside the line. 1 minute to play in the first period. Gentilini for CEC. Rink wide. This is Sullivan, the goal scorer. He's got a lane to the net again. Sullivan centers through the crease, and Lamphere is on top of it. That was Gentilini driving the net for the Lumberjacks.
I don't know how Lamphere got that pad down. It looked like it was going to trickle under, but he must have drove the knee into the ice to keep that puck from sliding underneath him. It was a great centering pass, but Lamphere doing everything in his power to keep this a 1-goal game. Another dangerous chance for this top line of the Lumberjacks.
A lot of experience in the top 6 forward group for both these teams. You've got 4 seniors for each of them in the top 6. And those have been the guys that we've talked a lot about tonight already. They don't want to see their high school careers end in the section championship. They'd like nothing more than to continue on to next week. 30 seconds to play in the period. CEC now protecting that 1-goal lead. Tate Swanson picks it up, gives it to Hildenbrand. Tried to go rink wide for Cole Swanson. He picks it up in the circle. Cole Swanson is knocked out of the play by Bram Snesrud. Good defense there from the younger, smaller Snesrud. Now Tate Swanson, he meets a check high in the zone. Strukel walks in, he scores! Jackson Strukel
coming into the game, the offensive defensemen for this Blue Jacket team are going to have to play big, and here he is coming in from his spot at the point, ripping one past the blocker of Jacob Ilianardo to even the score. He's an impact player, and they have a lot of them. But what a shot and what a play from number 28 in white.
He was a futures draft pick in the USHL a couple years ago, early in his high school career. Now he's a junior. That's his 9th goal of the season. It comes at a great time for Hibbing Chisholm as they level the score at 1, headed into the first intermission tonight.
Those late goals, they can create some momentum as you get into the second period. Both teams technically with a late goal, but the later for Hibbing Chisholm, they really did start to turn the tide in their favor, upping that physicality, generating some chances.
Dylan is now joined by Cloquet-Esco Carleton head coach Shea Walters.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Coach, giving up that late one, but, you got a lot to like from your team in that first period.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I think our pace could have been a little better. I thought we were a little sluggish to start out, but, we found our legs as the period went on, and obviously we don't want to give one up at the end there.
Yeah, you mentioned last weekend, last game, scoring that first one is big for your team. You guys do that again. A lot of pressure from you guys, too.
Yeah, like I said, we're kind of finding our game at the right time coming into playoffs. So, again, you hate to give that one up, but we got to get one back right away and kind of keep that momentum going into the second.
Final question. Seems like kind of a little bit of a special teams battle, in the beginning there. Does your team like that? Is that something you guys pride yourselves on, kind of drawing those penalties?
Yeah, well, we work hard enough to get them. We just need to capitalize on those. We got 2 right away. We could have, stuck it to them a little bit. Obviously, it didn't happen, but, as long as you gain momentum, I think that helps us.
All right, good luck the rest of the way. Appreciate it. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate the time from Shea Walters. He and the Lumberjacks tied against the Blue Jackets. 1-1 our score after 1 here in Duluth. The shots even as well at 13 apiece.
Yeah, both goalies are playing really well, and that was something we said coming into this game. Goaltending was going to be a big factor, but even with talented goaltending, that can't be your formula to win. You have to play good team defense. You have to protect them and not force them to be the reason you win. They're your fail-safe. If everything else goes wrong, you have them behind you. Both teams did a decent job of playing that way, but did survive some scoring chances on either side.
1-1 our score. Hibbing Chisholm and Cloquet-Esco Carleton tied through 17 minutes here in the Section 7A championship game. Now we will send it down to public address announcer Pat Pacella for this year's AAA award winners. Brought to you, Sport and Marine. Intermission report on WDIO. Intermission report brought to you by Mac Sport and Marine. 1-1 our score. Hibbing Chisholm and Cloquet-Esco Carleton tied after 17 minutes here in Duluth. Zach Schneider, Liam Fellman back with you in our broadcast booth. 2 late goals for both these teams. The later one from Hibbing Chisholm came with just 10 seconds left in that opening period, but pretty entertaining 17 minutes of hockey.
Yeah, they've been back and forth all period, generating chances, upping the physicality, testing each other's goaltenders, but the first one to break would be Gavin Lamphere on this play from Connor Sullivan, breaking up the play at the point, off to the races. Tate Swanson trying his best to catch him, fights him off and goes top Ched to beat Lamphere over the blocker side here. Came out, challenged him on the angle. You see it just snuck in that top corner. Connor Sullivan once again getting the Lumberjacks scoring started as he did on Saturday. But here, Jackson Strukel with some open ice here in the slot, pumping it past the blocker of Jacob Ilianardo to even the score at 1 for the Blue Jackets. We mentioned coming into the game, their offensive defensemen, who in their own right can play really good defense too, but they have to be able to contribute. And right here, off the post and in to even the score. So momentum kind of tipping back towards Hibbing Chisholm, but I'm sure each team is going to come back out with counter punches of their own in the next frame.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the second period starts after that very late goal to equalize from Hibbing Chisholm. We'll take another break. The Max Sport and Marine intermission report continues right after this on WDIO. The Max Sport and Marine Intermission Report rolls on here at Amsoil Arena. 1-1 our score in this Section 7A championship game. The guy who had a front row seat to all of it that first period was our Dylan Morello. He joins us now from on the ice.
Yeah, guys, what a period indeed. I mean, it did not disappoint. All the hype leading up to it, it has been amazing. And both these teams, it looked even from down here on ice level, and it's even all across the scoreboard. Look at that. Shots, 13-13. The power plays, both teams not striking on them. And the goals, 1-1. That's the biggest thing. Sullivan and Strukel for their respective squads getting on the board. And it was one of those things after that first goal by CEC, the floodgates just kind of opened. I mean, not even sure the floodgates, but both teams' legs kind of showed. You saw CEC getting in physical. For the Blue Jackets, their transition started working wonders, and they really started putting the biscuit to the net. So it's going to be a great second period, 1-1. You can't ask for anything better than this.
Now, we spent a couple days after the semifinals on Saturday looking forward to this matchup through 17 minutes. It surely has delivered. This has been the Max Sport and Marine Intermission Report, second period, up right after this on WDIO. One the score. Cloquet-Esco Carleton, Hibbing Chisholm tied through one period here in the 7A championship game. Zach Schneider, Liam Fellman, Dylan Morello back with you ahead of the second period between the Lumberjacks and the Blue Jackets.
Well, you just saw him there, Gavin Lamphere, the netminder for Hibbing Chisholm. In that first period, fun fact, he recorded his 1,000th career save in high school. So congratulations, Gavin, on an impressive milestone. He's got a lot more coming tonight, we're sure of that.
Shots are even at 13 apiece. After that opening period, the goal scorers, Connor Sullivan for Cloquet-Esco Carleton, his 17th of the year. Jackson Strukel for Hibbing Chisholm, his 9th of the year. That is how we get to where we are now, 1-1 the score, ahead of this second period winner off to next week's Minnesota State Hockey Tournament. Second period underway here in Duluth. We start the second 5-on-5, no carryover penalties. Long shot from Jordan Sewell, turned aside by Lamphere. Free puck behind the Hibbing Chisholm goal. Vessel moves it up. That cross-ice pass was picked off momentarily. Comes to Sullivan. He doesn't control cleanly. Gentilini dumps it back in behind the goal. Vessel has to chase it there. Dylan Vessel, one of two players on this Hibbing Chisholm team whose dad played for Hibbing on a state tournament team. Jesse Vessel went to state with the Blue Jackets in 2003. Ethan Sunval's dad, Scott, was on the 96 state tournament team there for the Blue Jackets.
And both their dads likely proud they made it last year, wanting them to make it 2 years in a row. Keeping it in the family.
Getting back to the state tournament was job number one. They did that last year. Hibbing Chisholm hasn't won a state championship since 1973. If they can get past this game, that's certainly the goal for both these teams. CEC, for its part, has never won a state championship. Puck toward the front, deflected through the crease area, and Snesrud picks it up in the corner for CEC.
As soon as that top line comes up for the Blue Jackets, immediately they get a quick chance, and they're posting up two guys here at the far blue line. Not an aggressive back check until late in that offensive zone possession.
This is Tate Swanson into the offensive zone, ducks under a check, centering pass, and the rebound. Hildenbrand put it wide. As Cole Swanson takes a hit in the far corner, his helmet comes off, and we get a whistle. Just over 90 seconds gone in the second period.
Davis Snesrud, the bigger of the two cousins, delivering the boom there on the younger of the two Swansons. losing a bucket in the process. There's that physicality, has not dipped in between periods. But like I was mentioning, that was an interesting setup there for Hibbing Chisholm, keeping Cole Swanson and Isaiah Hildenbrand at their attacking blue line while CEC had the puck in the offensive zone. Granted, the Lumberjacks did match that with their two defensemen back here to prevent any cherry picking, but maybe you want to start back checking a little bit harder instead of relying on long stretch passes to start breaks. You might give up opportunities if you don't.
Puck free at the far side of the offensive zone for CEC. Taken away now by Riccio. His outlet pass is picked off. This is Parks to the corner for the Lumberjacks. Back to the point, it's Lane. He walks to the middle, gives it back to Parks in the circle. Fan on the first shot. Second effort, Lamphere got the glove across. Really good save for the Hibbing Chisholm netminder.
Parks got him lateral, but Lamphere sticks out the glove, shuts that play down. Don't know if that one could have found the back of the net if it got through. It looked like the angle was too straight across. Just great save here from Lamphere. Got a toe out there to challenge it. At first forced him to make one more move and try and sneak it in behind him. But again, another big save for 31.
Top line out for CEC with the offensive zone draw. They win it. Back to Snesrud. Sewell, long shot. And that's swallowed up by Lamphere. Let's go to Dylan.
Yeah, to start this second period, guys, CEC doing a good job of keeping that third man high. What that is when they forecheck, there's going to be two purple sweaters kind of below the hash marks there, and keeping that third guy up top above the circle has helped them really sustain some pressure. Another offensive zone faceoff now.
They win it again. Sewell tried another quick shot. That one deflects wide. Rewerts picks it up out to the blue line and to center ice. Galley into the zone. Long shot. Stick save Leonardo. Loose puck behind the goal. Gabardi feeds it to the point. Rewerts. Long shot looking for the redirect. Galley sent it to the opposite corner. Sullivan. Long pass ahead. This is Gentilini. He's in ahead of the play. Not by much. Offside whistle on CEC.
You could see that play developing right in front of us. Gentilini streaking up the far side of the ice, kind of waiting at the blue line. Maybe Sullivan made him wait just a tick too long, drifted a little bit too far across that blue line. It was a good heads-up look from Sullivan, but those will result in a defensive zone face-off with the stretch pass there.
And the top line over the boards for Hibbing Chisholm, now with their own offensive zone draw. Sullivan chased from the circle. Sewell steps in to draw against Tate Swanson. Swanson wins it back to the point. It squirts out to center, past Rewerts. And that puck into the Hibbing Chisholm bench. These two teams started the year very different scenarios. Hibbing Chisholm brought back 9 of their top 10 scorers from that state tournament team a year ago. Cloquet-Esco Carleton lost all of their top 5 scorers, more than 200 points. Those 5 accounted for last year, so they kind of hit the restart button. They both end up in the same spot, of course, back in the 7A championship game.
Yeah, it was a tale of two teams. One team you knew what you were going to get coming into the season. High expectations, preseason favorite. CEC more of a mystery. We didn't really know where this team was going to go this year. We knew they had goaltending, and we knew they had some decent returning scoring volume, but they've proven there was not much drop-off in terms of their ability to show up when it matters.
Another face-off coming here in the CEC zone. Just over 3 minutes gone in the second period. Tied up along the far boards. Hildenbrand in the corner. Tried to center. Davis Snesrud has it taken away by Tate Swanson. Back to the point, Rewerts. He sidesteps one defender into the circle. Shoulder save, Leonardo. Up to the near boards. Up to the blue line and out. Tate Swanson will chase it down in the Hibbing Chisholm zone. Rewerts now from behind his own goal. Trying to move it forward for Hildenbrand at the line. Stepped up on by Davis Snesrud. A pair of fives. Battle for it along the near side. CEC digs it free. Renquist ahead for Karola. At the line, tried to make a short pass. It's taken away. CEC regains control. Willis moves it through center ice. Nice move by Renquist. He's across the line. He lost a handle. It's cleared back to center ice. Willis. And now Davis Snesrud. Forechecking is Hildenbrand and Cole Swanson. Very aggressive forecheck, always from Hibbing Chisholm. Seems like they're always on the puck in the offensive zone. This time they force CEC into an icing, and we'll go to Dylan.
Yeah, Zach, you just mentioned that the Blue Jackets always aggressive, and that's their forecheck, right? They come in with speed, and they're going to try to take away your time and space. If you look to the Blue Jackets side, it's really a 1-2-2. They're keeping their two wingers up at the blue line, their two defensemen at their own blue line, and it's causing some neutral zone clogging, if you want to say, kind of slowing down the game, much to their liking.
This period is going to be critical for both teams. I mean, you look at Hibbing, after last game, they're now plus 46 in the second period compared to their opponents, which is just a massive advantage in a very important period in the hockey game, albeit not as important as the third, but still, for momentum's sake.
In the third, they're only plus 20.
Only plus 20.
Scored 7 goals in the second period, did Hibbing Chisholm in that semifinal win against Proctor. Cloquet Carleton, for its part, built a 3-0 lead over Hermantown through 2 periods in their semifinal win. Right now it's tied 1-1 the score in the second period scoreboard. Brought to you by Sappi, work that matters for your career and for the world. CEC and Hibbing Chisholm tied, just over 5 minutes now gone in this middle period.
Yeah, looks like Lumberjacks going to go with their top line and top D pair here again for this offensive zone draw. The match from the Blue Jackets has been and will continue to be their second line on this top line for the Lumberjacks.
Blue Jackets win the face-off. Controlled along the corner boards. Galley will pick it up. Gives it to Rewerts. 2 players tangled up just in front of the crease area. It comes free to Sewell. Taken back now by Galley, who skates to center. Across the line. Galley long shot. Ilianardo, a glove save for Cloquet Carleton.
Yeah, Gentilini and Vessel tied up in front of the net. Nothing coming of it. Just took both of them out of the play there. A quick rush and then flip it to an offensive zone draw here for the Blue Jackets. See if they can get some offense started here with line 2.
This is Galley on the backhand, shovels one toward the goal. Continues on into the corner, the puck free for Sullivan. He's got some numbers if he hurries. His 2 Blue Jackets were tied up behind the play. Sullivan, the CEC goal scorer, into the circle. Centering pass, it hit a couple things. Galley on the back check picks it up for Hibbing Chisholm. Rewerts with some speed. Rewerts, a rising backhander, missed the net. Back to the point, Vessel. His long shot wide of the goal. Centers. That was Gabardi with the redirect. Wide. He gets it back now, turns it over to Sullivan. Play starting to pick up now midway through this second period. Not as wild as it was in the first quite yet, but the pace starting to pick up after the intermission break. Rewerts gives it to Tate Swanson, who missed the net for Hibbing Chisholm. That's the guy you want on the doorstep if you're the Blue Jackets, and he just missed. Now it's Sewell. He's pickpocketed by Cole Swanson. Across for Tate, back for Cole. Here comes Swanson, knifed away by Painovich. Good defensive stick for the CEC senior.
He's had a very active stick tonight, breaking up a number of chances from this top line.
Leonardo cuts it off behind the goal, leaves it for Bram Snesrud. Talked about the Hibbing Chisholm connections to the state tournament. Well, Bram's dad, Matt, was on the CEC team that went to state in the 90s. Hoping his son can make a trip down to St. Paul as Carla fires that one, and then another shot from the far side. That came from Willis. Lamphere, both saves for Hibbing Chisholm.
It was a good play created there by Sullivan at the end of a long shift.
Sewell to Rehnquist. His shot directed to the corner. Things starting to pick up now midway through the second. Rehnquist for CEC. Back to the point. Snesrud for Carla. Got through him. Strukel, the Hibbing Chisholm goal scorer, tracks it down, turns it over. Wins it back. Now loses it again. This is Sewell. Centers. Couldn't get a redirect from the top of the crease. Out to center it comes. This is Cole Swanson. 1-on-2. Good defensive play there for Willis. Out to center again for CEC.
It's a great job there from the Blue Jackets in their defensive zone, taking away the stick of Carla right on the doorstep. No time and space. Take away his hands, preventing another dangerous chance.
McDonald holds the zone at the near point. Behind the goal, Cole Swanson. Tied up by Davis Snesrud along the end boards. Cole centers through the crease. No Blue Jacket was there. It comes to Carla. He fires it forward. Miss Sewell. And that's an icing on Cloquet Esco Carleton with 8.5 to play.
I tried the stretch pass there. It's worked once or twice for the Lumberjacks tonight. Not that time, so now they'll be back in their D zone. Looks like we'll go third line on third line here.
CEC wins it. Hurst races through center ice, gets some help now from Parks. He enters the zone from behind. He's bothered nicely by Riccio. They move it forward. Elsner dumps it deep in the zone for Hibbing Chisholm. Parks skates to center now for CEC. Gains the red line, dumps it in. Lamphere leaves for Rewerts. Up the near boards to the blue line, but not out. Bram Snesrud holds the zone. It's picked up by Riccio. It goes back to McDonald. And now it's Krampetich. Out to center ice. This will be an icing on Hibbing Chisholm. There's 7:52 to go in the second. Tie score 1-1. The shot's 19-17 in favor of Cloquet Esco Carleton.
And they've had, I feel like the chances have been pretty even so far this period. CEC's kind of picked it up a little bit. We saw, obviously, the top line there for Hibbing Chisholm start to generate some chances, but we want to talk about the Blue Jackets' depth. Benny Galley's had a few really good looks in this game. They do score a lot with their middle six forwards. But so far this game, the Lumberjacks have done a really good job of keeping it under control when the Swansons and Isaiah Hildenbrand aren't on the ice.
This is Gabardi with some speed. Shot from the faceoff dot, missed the net. Galley holds at the far side. Triple team by Lumberjacks along those far boards. Rehnquist digs it free, gets it to center. Took a hit for his troubles. It's taken now by Vessel for Hibbing Chisholm. He shoots it in. Leonardo gave it to Painovich at the far side. Elsmore wins a battle at the far boards. Rehnquist skates to center. Across the offensive line, long shot, fought off by Lamphere. Like it might have handcuffed him a bit from long range, but he makes the stop. Strukel flips to center. CEC. They dump it in. Sullivan, the first one there. They wave off the icing. Lost that battle to Sunval. He gets it ahead for Hildenbrand across the line. Hildenbrand sidesteps one defender, comes back to Cole Swanson, and Leonardo goes right to left, makes a strong save for CEC.
That was through traffic. His eyes were not there. He had a couple of his own sweaters in front of him.
Now Snesrud, it pinballs in. Lamphere, a toe save for Hibbing Chisholm. End to end we go midway through this second period. Ahead for Hildenbrand. Canceled out by Willis along the far boards. Out to center, and back to the Hibbing Chisholm zone it goes.
Blue Jackets continuing to try that post-up game here. It looks like Hildenbrand just working along the CEC blue line. You got Swanson on the other side. Cole it is.
Hildenbrand gives it to Tate Swanson. Backhand, forehand, power move, a shot, they score! Whitaker reworks. Hibbing Chisholm has its first lead. It's 2-1.
Cutting right to the front of the net, generating a chance, and Whitaker reworks on the board again. He ended the season for CEC last year in overtime. He's got a goal again today. The look here, Tate Swanson just driving to the net, waiting there. Looked like he was kind of in front of Leonardo on that play in the blue paint. Nonetheless, Rewerts comes and screens him. I think they're going to have a discussion here about goaltender interference.
The officials are at the scorer's table, wondering about a potential review of this would-be go-ahead goal by Hibbing Chisholm, sophomore defenseman Whitaker Rewerts. It was Tate Swanson who set the play up. He got the assist on the opening goal for the Blue Jackets by Jackson Strukel, and he sets this up with the hard drive at the near side of the net. Here's another look at it on the Play It Again Sports replay.
We'll take a look at it here again. You'll see Swanson, he gets the handoff here from Hildenbrand, goes around, drives to the net. But here's the thing, he stays right there, right on top of Leonardo. He doesn't clear the crease. If he was outside the blue paint, that's a good screen. That's legal. If he's restricting Leonardo's ability to stop the puck at all, and he's in the blue paint, that's where we get that goaltender interference question.
If it stands, it would be Rewerts' 19th goal of the year. He had 2 goals, 2 assists in the semifinal round against Proctor, and this is a big decision with 5:55 to go here in the middle period. As I said, it would be Hibbing Chisholm's first lead of the game at 2-1 as we get another look at the overhead angle of this would-be goal from Whitaker Rewerts.
From what I'm seeing there, the only thing, they call it a good goal.
Shea Walters beside himself on the Cloquet-Esco Carleton bench. He's going to get an explanation now. It will be Rewerts' 19th goal of the year. As you mentioned, he's the overtime hero from a year ago for this Hibbing Chisholm team. Let's go down to Dylan as you listen in to this conversation. What do you hear down there, Dylan?
Yeah, what Shea Walters is trying to argue here is, like we've been saying, that he's in the blue paint, he's in the face of Leonardo, and pushed into him. With the referee, what I'm gathering right now is the refs say that the CEC defender kind of was the one that steered him into the blue paint. And that's where that call is, and that's why the goal stands.
I was just going to say that's where it becomes, it doesn't matter if he's in the blue paint restricting Leonardo. If he was forced there by the CEC defenseman, that's what they decided on the ice, and the goal stands.
Good intel down there from Dylan between the benches. Rewerts puts Hibbing Chisholm with a controversial goal. Up 2-1, their first lead of the hockey game. We'll see what happens here. The Blue Jackets had a good response to Cloquet's goal in the first period that put them up 1-0. We'll see what the Lumberjacks now can do with 5.5 to go yet in the second period. Tate Swanson ahead for Strukel, out of his reach. Painovich will play it on the near side.
Big hit in the corner there. Strukel and Painovich colliding.
Those two are still tied up deep in the CEC zone. Now they get untangled. Hibbing Chisholm has the puck. Big hit delivered at the blue line. That was Painovich. He stepped up on Cole Swanson.
Lumberjacks taking a page out of the Blue Jackets book from last period when they took the lead, upping the physicality in response.
Long shot, tipped off the crossbar, still loose at the far side of the crease, and now behind the goal. That was tipped by Cole Swanson. It went off the crossbar and then ended up under Leonardo. Some more pushing and shoving as we will go to a break. Whitaker Rewerts puts Hibbing Chisholm up 2-1. Second period scoreboard brought to you by Sappy. Work that matters for your career and for the world. Second period scoreboard brought to you by Sappy. Work that matters for your career and for the world. 4:42 to go here, second period. 2-1. Hibbing Chisholm leads on the back of a goal from sophomore defenseman Whitaker Rewerts. A lot of controversy through the middle part of this second period, but the goal does stand, and it's 2-1. Blue Jackets lead the Lumberjacks.
The ball is in CEC's court now. It's up to them to respond. You have to, if you don't agree with the call, but it stands, you have to move past it. You have to forget that play and just come back with a response. You can't linger on that because that can take you out of the game mentally. They have to find a way, pull themselves up by the bootstraps here, and get back on the horse.
Hibbing Chisholm wins the face-off. Cole Swanson chases it down at the near side, out of his reach. He picks the pocket, though, nicely of Carla to hold the zone. Willis in a foot race to the far corner. Cole Swanson has it behind the net, tried to feed his brother Tate, who had fallen down. Elsmore will chase it down, sidesteps a big hit from Cole Swanson. Out to center it comes. This is Renquist. They're onside. Renquist and Rewerts into the corner. Now Sunval tries to move it forward. This is in on goal, negates the icing, and Ilianardo will cover for Cloquet Esco Carleton. We will go down to Dylan.
Yeah, these last 4:04 left in the second period is going to be big for CEC. Why that is the Blue Jackets, including last game against Proctor, they are 21-0-1 after leading after 2 periods. And for CEC, trailing after 2, they're just 2-2. So it doesn't happen often, but these last 4 minutes and change is going to be big.
Hibbing Chisholm was able to get the late goal in the first to tie things up before the intermission. Cloquet Esco Carleton trying to do much of the same, facing their first deficit of this championship game. Sullivan will open the scoring back in the first, moves it ahead for Sewell. Into the zone for CEC. Sewell to Sullivan at the face-off dot. Lamphere makes the stop for Hibbing Chisholm. We will take a look at tonight's second period fan cam, brought to you by Volkswagen of Duluth.
Lots of white jerseys in the CEC section. I think they went with the white-out theme tonight. Hibbing Chisholm with the red, white, and blue.
CEC wins the draw. Across for Bram Snesrud. Into the corner, defended by Galley. Now behind the goal, he was tripped up, and a penalty coming to Hibbing Chisholm. CEC to its third power play of the game.
This is kind of just what the doctor ordered for the Lumberjacks. This is a prime opportunity to level the score, but they didn't capitalize on either of their 2 chances in the first period and ended up taking a penalty. Here you'll see it behind the play. Snesrud. Gabardi gets the stick in the skates there. We'll head to the box for 2 minutes.
Benaford power play, a chance to even things up for Cloquet Esco Carleton. They had 2 chances in the opening period, didn't cash in on either one. McDonald gains the puck, shoots it in. Ilianardo out to cut it off for CEC, and they'll start forward. Sullivan. Defended by Hildenbrand. Sullivan, he takes a hit in the corner. The puck is free. It comes back to him. Sullivan to Sewell. Pad save. Rebound, a shot. They score! Jordan Sewell. Power play goal. We're tied at 2-2.
And once again, right on cue, Jordan Sewell has been doing it all season long for the Lumberjacks, sticking with the play and backhanding it top shelf here. What a play there from the Lumberjacks, and exactly what they needed at this stage of the game to tie the score. We'll see the replay here from Play It Again Sports. Sullivan gets out front, puck floats to Sewell. First save made by Lamphere, but Sewell sticks with it, gets to his backhand, puts a little air under it. We are all square.
Sewell, the sophomore, CEC's leading goal scorer this year. That's his 28th of the year after he scored 10 a year ago as a freshman. None bigger than that in Sewell's career so far. He ties the game at 2-2 with 2:36 to go in this second period.
He's now tied with Luca Gentilini for the team lead in power play goals. That's his 6th of the season. So that top unit for the Lumberjacks paying dividends here late in the second period.
Back on the attack, Ellsmore fires from long distance. Lamphere the save. Dylan, what do you got?
Guys, Sewell is just a dog on raw meat. You know, going into that power play, I was a little bit nervous because basically their first unit on the power play, also their first line. They were out there for a minute plus right before that PP, and they still stayed out there. Remember in the first period when they were out for almost 2 minutes, they got caught in their own end. That time to put it in the back of the net. 2-2. Love to see it.
Held at the far point. Long shot. Stopped by Lamphere. Sundvall slows things down here for Hibbing Chisholm. Long pass ahead to the offensive line. Good defensive play there by Davis Snezrud, who comes away with the puck. Knifed away from him at the offensive blue line. Dumped in by CEC. Vessel. And across for Sundvall. Sundvall. Ahead for Cole Swanson with some speed. Defended nicely by Willis at the far side. The puck back to center. 90 seconds to go in the middle period. Each team with a goal this second period. 2-2 our score. Strukel high in the zone. Gives to Rewerts. Fires one wide. Couple Blue Jackets looking for a tip on the way by. Didn't get it. Now the puck free to Hildenbrand. Cole Swanson was all alone, top of the crease, couldn't get it to him. Tate Swanson digs that free, tries to feed the point, it's Rewerts. Taken away by Davis Snezrud. He leads the charge 3-on-2 across the line. Ellsmore, far side. Lamphere the save for Hibbing Chisholm. 55 seconds to go in the second.
Yeah, Lamphere, good for him to get back with his feet under him here with a few saves in a row after that goal. Just reestablish some of that confidence, not get rattled. And for Hibbing Chisholm, one thing you notice, it just jumps off the ice at you. The smooth skating and puck handling from their defensemen. Whitaker, Rewerts, Jackson Strukel, Ethan Sundvall, all very good puck handlers and great skaters. You saw Strukel on that last offensive possession there, just wheeling around the zone, keeping the puck, dodging defenders.
Rewerts leads that attack. Fired one off the blocker of Ilianardo. 35 seconds to go in the second period. Tied up along the near boards. CEC wanted a penalty, doesn't get it. Gabardi has the puck now for the Blue Jackets. Back to the point, long shot Strukel, blocked by Sewell. Back to his feet is Gabardi. He feeds Strukel once more. Now it's Galley, centering pass. Going toward the net there was Rewerts. Sewell now picks it up with 8 seconds. He's in a foot race with Rewerts. Sewell and Rewerts fight for it there at the top of the zone. And as the period comes to a close, well, we've got a tie game at 2, headed to the third period of the 7A championship game.
And much like the first period, a very close, contested second period. And we're all even after 2. This third period, the pressure just continues to mount for both of these teams.
Dylan is now joined by Hibbing Chisholm head coach Aaron Jamnik.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You know, Coach, you guys go behind the 8 ball early. You put up 2. I mean, another late goal. I mean, it's a tight match. Take me through it from your vantage point.
Yeah, we got to simplify it. You know, we're getting caught with 4 down low a lot. We got to simplify the game, move the puck, get behind their D, and get on the forecheck.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that too. You guys kind of below the hash marks, right? They're keeping, I mean, basically their forecheck is a 1-2-2. How do you counter something like that?
Well, our D skate well, right? Like, we're climbing up the ice well. We just got to simplify a little more. Every time the play is not there, so we just got to simplify and play simple, get it to the net.
Yeah, I mean, that last goal, you guys, maybe that's the recipe for success, right? Having someone in the blue paint, shooting pucks, getting it. I mean, what's going to crack this one open 2-2 going into the third? It's anyone's game.
Yeah, we got to kick it outside, go to the net. I mean, it's just that simple.
Yeah, all right, good luck the rest of the way, Coach. Appreciate it. Guys, back to you.
And thanks very much. Appreciate the time from Hibbing Chisholm head coach Aaron Jamnik. He and the Blue Jackets in a fun one with the CEC Lumberjacks 2-2 after 2 We'll take a break. The Lake Superior College Intermission Report starts right after this on WDIO. Second intermission report brought to you by Lake Superior College. 2-2 our score in this 7A championship game between Hibbing Chisholm and Cloquet Esco Carleton. Zach Schneider, Liam Fellman back with you here in Duluth. Reverse the order of things from the first period, but each team gets a goal in that second period.
They're kind of testing each other out, see who plays well from behind. Both teams are able to respond when it matters most. Here you're going to see the goal from Hibbing Chisholm here in the second period. A little controversial, but it counts nonetheless. Tate Swanson driving the net, pops right out to Whitaker Ewerts, pinching in from his defensive spot to snap it home. You'll see it from the overhead angle here. Swanson coming in on Ilianardo, driving to the net. He didn't even get a shot off there. The puck just kind of popped out, and Rewerts put it in the back of the net. But then here, the goal for Cloquet Esco Carleton to even it again. Sewell, first shot, no good. Lamphere made the save, but he followed his miss, went to the backhand, got it up and over the outstretched arm and stick of Lamphere to even the game up. And I mean, you expect these type of players to make these types of plays. Whitaker Rewerts, Jordan Sewell, both been big impact players for their teams all season long, and they're showing up when they need to.
You know, shots were even at 13 apiece in the first period. In that second period, 16-8 in favor of Cloquet Esco Carleton, but the score still deadlocked, 2-2 after 2 here in Duluth. The Lake Superior College Intermission Report continues after this on WDIO. Lake Superior College Intermission Report rolls on here in Duluth. 2-2 our score through 2 periods in the 7A championship game. A front row seat to all of it belongs to our Dylan Morello. He joins us now from ice level.
Yeah, guys, you know, being here in between both benches, I feel like a player myself, right? So let me put you guys into the locker room right now, what I think is being said to all of those players. And from my vantage point, it's a new game. It's 2-2. Look at that. Sure, the shots disparity now favoring Cloquet 29-21 over Hibbing. But those first 2 periods, wash them away. Don't even think about them. They didn't even happen. It's a new game. You got 1 period to go out and compete and put your best foot forward 110%, as the coaches always say. It's going to be a great one. For Hibbing Chisholm, I think their speed, that's what's going to kill. And for CEC, it's going to be that physicality. A dirty goal is my prediction here. Vegas odds says it's going to be something chippy like that gets one team the edge in this third period. Guys?
Yeah, thanks very much, Dylan. I will be the first to say it, at least on air tonight. Overtime was required 1 year ago to decide things between these 2 teams in the championship game. Will we find a winner in the third period tonight? We'll find out right after this. This has been the Lake Superior College Intermission Report on WDIO. Those are tonight's sounds of the game, brought to you by the Hearing Wellness Center. We are set to go third period in the 7A championship game. 2-2 our score, 17 minutes or more if necessary to find a winner and send one of these teams to next week's state tournament. Sewell, the takeaway feed. Sullivan, her shot saved by Lamphere. Opening 15 seconds. First chance of the period goes to CEC. Sullivan, right up center from the corner, and that's directed up out of play. Good save there from Gavin Lamphere for Hibbing Chisholm.
Yeah, picking up right where he left off there. Got some big saves at the end of the second period to keep this game even. Starts with a big stop there on Connor Sullivan, one of the goal scorers for the Lumberjacks tonight. In the regular season matchups, there were only 3 goals scored by CEC in those games. Only Jordan Sewell was the top liner that was able to break through. Colton Renquist and Mason Robbins have the other 2 goals in their regular season meetings. So the top line getting it done for the Lumberjacks. Are those depth pieces going to pitch in here later?
Tate Swanson now for the Blue Jackets. Fires one is snared by Leonardo. And we will take a look at tonight's NPECU saves of the game.
Yeah, here, first one, Lamphere mentioned it, drove the knee down on the ice to pin that puck in the blue paint. And then Lamphere again with the glove sprawling out, denying the chance from Jacob Parks. He's had a really good game in net, as has Jacob Leonardo for the purple and gold.
Sewell fires one off the blocker of Lamphere. Tate Swanson picks it up, 3-on-2 the other way for Hibbing Chisholm. Joining is Rewerts, across for Cole Swanson, knifed away from him by Willis. Good stick there for the CEC junior. He moves it across. Snesrud back for Willis. Into the near circle, sharp angle, pad save Lamphere. Every shot now so important as we get deeper into this third period of a tie game. Hildenbrand for Cole Swanson. He tried to center. That was intended for Sunval, who had jumped up in the play. Comes back to center ice now. Now Swanson chases it down in the corner. Defended by Davis Snesrud. He gathers the puck and moves it forward. Karla, his pass just out of the reach of Elsmore. Icing here on Cloquet Esco Carleton.
Yeah, those types of passes, they're just a little bit out of the reach there. It'll result in an icing. You got to be crisp. You want to tune things up here for this final period of play. You don't want to put yourselves on the back foot in your D zone.
Offensive zone draw here for Hibbing Chisholm. It's picked up by Karla. 2-on-2. He's got Elsmore with him across the line. McDonald steps up to deliver a hit. Back to the point, Renquist. Long shot, wide of the goal. Comes back to Bram Snesrud. A drive, that was blocked. Renquist picks it up in the circle. His shot blocked by McDonald, out of play. 2 minutes gone, nearly here in the third period. We'll go to Dylan.
Yeah, Zach, just a couple of minutes ago, you mentioned every shot counts during this third period. Well, every block does too. You see the Blue Jackets, every time a puck is at the point, they're on the ice, they're on one knee, two knee. I mean, everything's sprawling to put their body in front of the puck towards their goaltender.
Out to center ice, chasing it down for Hibbing Chisholm at the far circle. Blocker save Leonardo. That shot came from Landon Krampatich. Third line out there here for Hibbing Chisholm, as well as CEC. This is Parks. Back to the point. McDonald corrals it now for Hibbing Chisholm. Vessel. He has it along the near boards. Doubling back is Riccio. And now McDonald. McDonald across the line. Defended at the far side here by Piontek. Creates a loose puck. Gentilini corrals it now for CEC. Across for Lane. Bouncing puck through center ice. Elsner. And now Galley to Strukel for Hibbing Chisholm.
Both teams kind of taking some time to feel it out here in the third. You normally think of the first period being the feeling out period, but you sense a little bit of tension in the air. Neither team wants to make a mistake here that would lead to a potentially game-winning goal. We'll see who ups the aggression first.
Elsner along the near boards, high in the zone, defended by Bram Snesrud. Chases it down at the far side now for Hibbing Chisholm. Pushed off the puck was Gabardi. Galley has it taken away by Sullivan. He'll skate it to safety for CEC. Rewerts picks up the loose puck. Across for Strukel. Tipped into the Lumberjack zone. Hibbing will change. 4 minutes gone here in the third period. Bouncing puck ahead for Karla. Sunval defends him to the corner. Trips up into the far boards there. Battle for it continues. Tate Swanson joins for Hibbing Chisholm.
Karla, just a one-man crew down there grinding in the corner.
Snesrud long shot, pad save, rebound free for CEC, and now it's underneath Lamphere for Hibbing Chisholm.
sprawling save there for Gavin Lamphere on another dangerous chance there. Jordan Sewell out there on a long shift was able to feed the point. They send a long shot in. Just a little bit of confusion out front. We'll take a look here at the replay. Yeah, Colton Renquist on the doorstep. Good job there from Whitaker Rewerts to muscle him off his spot there. Not only can he contribute on offense, but he's also just as good as a defensive defenseman in his net front, clearing it out.
Renquist wins the draw. Drive comes in. Rebound is Renquist again on the doorstep. This one sent wide of the goal. Carla has it. Sharp angle. That shot directs up into the high netting. It was Colton Renquist again, right in front of the goal for Cloquet-Esco Carleton.
And that top line for the Blue Jackets kind of getting trapped in their defensive zone. They haven't really been able to break anything out. Unable to set up that stretch play that they like to run with two guys at the opposing blue line to start their breakout. Kind of hemmed in the D zone right now by this second line of the Lumberjacks.
Again, it's the Jacks who win the draw. Ellsmore tries to hold the zone and cannot. Taken away from him by Cole Swanson. And the Blue Jackets this time are offside on the zone entry.
And not quite the cleanest play at the line there. Anytime you're starting to stick handle a little bit too much at the blue line, likely going to lead to somebody jumping the gun and crossing that line a little bit too early. Enough to frustrate a coach a little bit. Disrupts your flow into the zone.
Lumberjacks again control off the draw. Painovich ahead of the offensive line. Taken back by Hibbing Chisholm. Now on the back check, this is Sewell. Sewell leaves for Gentilini. Gabardi able to pick his pocket and clear to center. Sullivan, area pass intended for Sewell. Good stick there by Rewerts. One of the goal scorers tonight, but making a good defensive play there for Hibbing Chisholm. Elsner off the boards and out to neutral. Painovich has it there for CEC. His dump attempt was blocked back to the Lumberjacks line. Both teams will change. 5.5 minutes into this third period. Bram Snesrud with some speed. Nice move into the circle. The shot was blocked in the end by Ethan Sunval. Rink-wide pass now ahead for Rewerts. 1-on-3. Rewerts want to move to the backhand. He had Lumberjacks draped all over him. No call as the play continues. Pass Sunval out to center ice.
Nearly with a highlight reel goal there was Whitaker Rewerts. Good job by the Lumberjacks to take him out of the play there in the end. But that's one of his values as a defenseman. He can do that.
Now Hibbing Chisholm the other way, and that turned aside by Leonardo. Hunter Gustafson on the partial break for the Blue Jackets. Parks along the near boards for CEC. Approaching the 10-minute mark of this third period. Still a tie game, 2-2 our score. Shots 35-24 in favor of the Lumberjacks. Cole Swanson, 1-on-2 as he enters the zone. He fell down, puck underneath him. As play continues, he's back to his feet. Hildenbrand toward the front through the crease. It comes to Tate Swanson. He tries to center. And attempt to feed the point from Hildenbrand. Gets past Rewerts. 10 minutes to play in the third.
Yeah, working down low there where the Blue Jackets trying to go get low, get it a little bit higher, create some confusion out front of Leonardo.
Tried to feed Tate Swanson with some speed. Now it's Rewerts to the circle. To Tate Swanson. Jam play at the far side. Save Leonardo. The puck free behind the net, and Carla will clear.
Once again, I'm not sure how that one didn't go in. Couple hacks at it there.
Now it's Renquist into the circle. Saved by Lamphere on the other end. Drive was through the crease and wide. Held at the far point by Gentilini. Toward the front. Hit bodies, directs to the end boards. As the pace starts to open up a bit. Now midway through the third. The feeling out process over. Ahead for Tate Swanson. He leaves it for Hildenbrand. Across for Cole. Trying to feed Tate at the back door. And Leonardo jumps on the loose puck. for Cloquet Esco Carleton. 2-2 our score here in the third period. Third period scoreboard brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do. Cloquet Esco Carleton. 2-2 our score here in the third period. Third period scoreboard brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. Two to two on the third period scoreboard brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. 9:12 to go in the third period of the 7A championship game.
We're kind of reaching that climax of the game right now. These middle minutes are going to be big for both teams. No one able to break through yet here in the final frame.
Hibbing Chisholm wins the faceoff, tipped on the way by. Leonardo the save. They feed Sewell. It was just behind him. He would have been off to the races for CEC. Now Strukel. Ahead for Reworks. Into the zone, now to the circle. Centering pass. Painovich did well. And a penalty coming to Hibbing Chisholm. Tate Swanson and Painovich in the corner. It'll be Tate Swanson, the guilty party for high sticking. Cloquet Esco Carleton to the power play. It's fourth of the game.
Yeah, Painovich just getting beat up. Dylan, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, you know, earlier, guys, I thought the refs were kind of like, hey, it's a championship game, 2-2 in the third period, let the boys play. Well, you know, you saw the extracurriculars by the Swansons after that last commercial, before the last commercial break. It's carried over now, and, I mean, when a stick comes up, I mean, it's so blatant, you kind of have to call that one.
Fourth Benna Ford power play of the game for Cloquet Esco Carleton. A chance to take a 3-2 lead. Bram Snesrud, middle point. Sewell. Back for Snesrud. Painovich. He'll work to the middle now. Switch spots with Bram Snesrud. He's got the puck. He walks in. He fires. Saved by Lamphere. He didn't know where the rebound was. It's cleared by the defense, and Galley picks it up for Hibbing Chisholm. He skates to center and shoots it in.
Yeah, Painovich, we mentioned it earlier, he took a high stick from Christie last game, got drove into the corner earlier in this game to draw a penalty, and now draws another one on a high stick.
Now it's Sewell, moved to the middle. What a save by Gavin Lamphere.
What a save indeed. Gavin Lamphere once again shutting down Jordan Sewell on a sharp angle chance there. Dangerous look.
1 minute to go in the power play for Cloquet Esco Carleton. Approaching the halfway point, actually just past the halfway point of this third period. 2-2 our score. Winner off to the state tournament. Sullivan to Sewell. Across to Gentilini. Fires wide of the goal. Bram Snesrud holds at the point. Tried to give it to Willis. Taken away by Cole Swanson.
Good hand eye there, batting it out of the air to break up that rush.
Elsner pitchforks it along the far boards, gets it out to center, and CEC in well ahead of the play. That's offside with 25 seconds to go in the power play.
Yeah, they'll make the change here to the second unit. We'll watch a replay here of that save on Jordan Sewell. Oh, just right along the goal line almost. Lamphere deep in his cage, able to prevent that one from crossing the goal line. He's made 36 saves tonight for Hibbing Chisholm. And a big force in net for them.
7:15 to go in the period. 20 seconds now to go in the power play for Cloquet Esco Carleton. They enter the zone. Elsmer behind the goal, dispossessed by Strukel. He gets it to the line and out to center ice. Piontek couldn't hold the zone for CEC. We'll take a look now at tonight's collisions of the game, brought to you by Mackey Body and Glass.
First two of these first one involving Jordan Sewell there getting upended. Galley with the hit there, and then a follow-up blast. And then the big one here, Davis Snesrud on Cole Swanson, the one he lost his helmet on. Too many big hits to put all in one reel tonight, to say the least.
Been a fairly physical game. It's come in spurts. This is Carlo. We're back to 5-on-5. Tate Swanson released. Hibbing Chisholm picks it up. Hildenbrand ahead for Tate Swanson. Leaves for Hildenbrand to the forehand. Save Ilianardo. Maybe his best of the period thus far. Piontek picks it up behind the goal. Out to center it comes. This is Renquist. He dumps it in. He'll give chase to the corner. 6.5 minutes to go in regulation. Rewerts. He was the hero last year. Who will send their team to the state tournament this year? Takeaway at the blue line. That was Tate Swanson. High and wide of the goal. Toward the middle. It's knocked out to center by Willis. Helped along by Parks for CEC.
That was nearly a bad turnover in the D zone from the Lumberjacks, putting it right to the middle of their D zone on the breakout attempt.
Tate Swanson again for Hibbing Chisholm. Circles the net. Now high in the zone. Hands off for Sunval. He's taken down high in the zone. Penalty coming to CEC. Hibbing Chisholm will be on the power play when we come back. 2-2 our score on the third period scoreboard. Brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. Two to two the score on our third period scoreboard, brought to you by Midway Sewer. This is all we do, and we do it well. Power play coming here to Hibbing Chisholm. Let's go down quickly to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, you know, I mean, as a player, you're kind of just holding your breath, right? I mean, CEC, they get a power play. You're like, man, 2-2, third period, championship game. You gotta keep your sticks. You really have to batten down the hatches and not do anything. The ref is looking to call something to even the playing field, and they have. And now it's a big PK for CEC and a big power play for the Blue Jackets.
Second Benna Ford power play of the game for Hibbing Chisholm. They control off the draw. This is Tate Swanson. Walks to the circle, fires over the crossbar. Rebound comes to his brother Cole. Now Rewerts to Tate Swanson. In the circle again. That shot blocked in front. Sullivan gets it to the line. Not out for CEC. Across for Tate Swanson. He centers for Hildenbrand. Shovels one wide of the goal. Painovich and Galley were tied up top of the crease. Cole Swanson's shot is blocked. Rewerts, bothered by Gentilini. Across for Cole Swanson. 45 seconds gone in the power play. This is Rewerts. Fires Ilianardo, makes the save inside of 5 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, it looks like Hibbing Chisholm has Galley out front of the net. They'll cycle him and Hildenbrand to screen Ilianardo, just not quite in his exact line of vision there. And number one in purple had a good look at it, made the save.
Top guys stay out for Hibbing Chisholm on this power play. Ball start off the face-off, and we will do it again to the left of Ilianardo in the CEC zone. And Aaron Jamnik will choose to use his timeout with 1:09 to go in this all-important Hibbing Chisholm power play. That top unit will get a rest for the Blue Jackets.
He's probably going to want to draw something up here. He likely had something in mind coming out of the commercial break, but maybe that one didn't work out the way he wanted to, so he'll go to another plan here. But very, very critical for both teams here. Special teams in these games already is an elevated factor. And now less than 5 minutes to go in the third period. Still 1:09 left on the penalty to Cloquet-Esco Carleton. That's a very smart timeout if you're Aaron Jamnik.
Hibbing Chisholm's power play over 30% on the season, just outside the top 10 in Minnesota's Class A. Cloquet-Esco Carleton's penalty kill closer to 91%, second best in the state this season. Strength on strength here late in a championship game with a berth in the state tournament on the line. Dylan, you listened in to both benches during that timeout.
Yeah, well, for Hibbing Chisholm, I think they want to work it high to low. They're seeing, I mean, we've seen it earlier in the game, right? Those cross-crease passes that they tried at least 3+ times. It seems like they want to do that for the CEC side. Right now, it's like the puck is on your stick, you're rimming it, you're hitting it hard off the boards, get it out, get the blue, get the red, get it down ice as soon as you can.
Blue Jackets again control off the draw. Tied up in the far circle, and CEC will get that clear. 1 minute to go in the power play.
Now Luca Gentilini and Connor Sullivan just tying the puck up there at the top of the circle and getting the clear. Really aggressive forwards at the top of their PK box, so to speak, in the defensive zone.
Leonardo out to play the puck. Painovich helps it along the far boards, held by Hildenbrand, and now it finds the high netting. 39 seconds to go in the power play, 4:24 in the period.
Yeah, these last 40 seconds, the man advantage is kind of stalled out. Couple face-offs, timeout. Sometimes, I mean, I called it a smart timeout, but on the other side of the coin, maybe that disrupts a little bit of flow from how you were planning to go about it, a little bit disjointed. Anytime you have a bunch of stoppages in a power play, that can kind of derail it.
Hibbing Chisholm again wins the draw. Rewerts with 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. Rewerts to Tate Swanson, right down Main Street. Pad save Leonardo, and Cole Swanson misses on the one-timer off the rebound. Painovich gets it to the blue line and out to center. They blow the whistle for offside. Cloquet Carleton's bench not happy as they thought they had a 2-on-1 shorthanded the other way.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the offensive zone for Hibbing Chisholm touched that puck. He purely just batted it back in, and then CEC wanted to go the other way, and they blew it dead.
Second unit out now for Hibbing Chisholm on this power play. 18 seconds to go. Draw won by Cloquet Carleton. 4 minutes to go here in the period. Gentilini off the glass and all the way down. That will just about do it on this minor penalty to Jake Hurst. We will be back to 5-on-5 with 3:45 to go as Hibbing Chisholm is in offside. We will take a look at tonight's third period fan cam, brought to you by Volkswagen of Duluth.
Yeah, a lot of energy in the building tonight here. You can see it. There's a 6-7 cam. Favorite of the youth these days.
I still don't get it.
We don't need to get it.
As long as they enjoy it, that's all that matters. 3:45 to go, 2-2 the score. Elsmore dumps it in for Cloquet Carleton. Hibbing Chisholm wanted the icing, they don't get it. Renquist tracks it down on the far boards. Sunval to the corner, he'll go D to D for Strukel. Strukel ahead for Cole Swanson, just inside the zone. Gives it back for Hildenbrand. Now Rewerts to the circle. Rewerts missed on the stick side. Tracks down his own rebound. Feeds the point. Strukel winds, fires. That one over the crossbar as well. Elsmore tracks it down along the near side for CEC. He skates it forward. 3-on-2 as they cross the line. They couldn't get organized, and Renquist lost the puck along the near side.
Waited just a second too long to pass that off to Colton Renquist. He had him open for quite some time there as he was skating through neutral ice.
Willis and Cole Swanson fight for it below the goal line. Now Lane moves it ahead to Gentilini. 2.5 minutes to play. Getting closer to next goal wins territory in this championship game. The winner off to the Minnesota Class A State Boys Hockey Tournament. Hibbing Chisholm was there a year ago, lost in the semifinals. Cloquet Carleton hasn't been to state since 2008. Cole Swanson, defended by Bram Snesrud. Behind the goal, centers through the crease. Snesrud knocked it away. Painovich had Swanson's stick up in his hands. No call coming. Play continues. And the puck out to center ice. Now a 2-on-1. Swanson has Hildenbrand going to the net. Centers, a save by Leonardo. It was off the right pad, and a penalty behind the play as Swanson and Painovich were pushing and shoving. Swanson this time will go to the box.
Yeah, kind of a makeup call there. They missed a high stick on Painovich just before you noticed the stick coming up. Little extracurriculars there after the play. Dylan, what are you seeing down on the ice?
Yeah, no, you took the words right out of my mouth, Liam. It was kind of that makeup because, I mean, it was a hook. At least 3, 4, 5 hooks going through the neutral zone. As you see in the Play It Again Sports replay here, it's just something kind of behind the play. It's unnecessary. Look at that. Unnecessary penalty. And that's the thing. I mean, you're less than 2 minutes. Championship game. Just back check, get up the ice. You can see here, Coach not happy at all with that little, I guess, I wouldn't even say frustration. Just kind of the emotions of this game as we tick down to the final seconds.
Cole Swanson, 2 minutes for roughing here in the later stages of the third period. It'll be the 5th Benaford power play of the game for Cloquet Esco Carleton. They notched one later in the second period. That was Jordan Sewell's equalizing goal that made it 2-2. Now a chance to again take the lead.
Now it's going to go back to discipline and keeping your emotions in check. Cole Swanson, we mentioned this last game. Again tonight, he's back in the box. He leads this team in penalty minutes by a good margin. And while he does have a lot of points this season, he also spends a good amount of time in the box, and he just has to work on that discipline. He's a physical player. He's got the frame to play that type of hockey. It's just those little plays, letting the frustration get to you, that in these critical moments could end up costing your team a game. Lucky enough, they have a very good penalty kill, and they'll try to stave this off. But if you're Swanson sitting in that box, there's a lot of thoughts running through your head.
Cloquet Esco Carleton took its time out before the start of this Benaford power play. The faceoff had center ice because CEC had iced the puck. So we start the power play for the Lumberjacks. Into the zone they come. This is Bram Snesrud at the near point. Pressured by Gabardi. Taken away by Strukel. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Strukel has Gabardi with him. Strukel, a shot off the post. Shorthanded chance for Hibbing Chisholm. Now Bram Snesrud bothered from behind. Puck taken away and cleared to center. Gabardi from the blue line. Saved by Ilianardo, who keeps the puck moving with 1:15 to go. The power play will continue into the first part of the overtime if we get there.
A little pump fake there on the freezing of the puck by Ilianardo. Faked the cover to get Gabardi to let off the gas a little bit and then plays it to his teammate.
Bram Snesrud centers that one off the post. It's still free, top of the crease. Both teams have hit the post in the closing minutes. Still no whistle, and now we finally get one with 47.6 to go.
I think I've said it about 4 times tonight. I don't know how that puck didn't go in. It was bouncing all over the place. It got behind Lamphere, then it was in front of Lamphere. Looked like some players even tried to freeze it. We'll get a replay look at this here. Puck sitting right there. Looks like Tate Swanson trying to put a glove on it. Yeah, right there. He tries to cover it himself. And then he kind of slides it back there to Lamphere to cover it up. But oh my goodness. Almost a late dagger from CEC.
Gabardi hit a post, Strukel hit a post on the other end for Hibbing Chisholm. Then CEC does the same. 45 seconds to go in regulation. Out to center. Snesrud for Sewell. He walks in. Pad save Lamphere. Comes back to the point. Piontek across for Snesrud. Block shot. That was Vessel for Hibbing Chisholm. Final 30 seconds now. The puck to center ice. Last year we needed overtime in the championship game. CEC with a chance to end it. Sewell rising shot, missed the net. Sullivan has it in the corner. He centers off the pad of Lamphere. Bouncing puck far side of the crease, now behind. Rewerts off the glass and all the way down for the second straight year. These two teams will play in overtime in the 7A championship game. A berth in next week's state tournament on the line.
I mean, coming into the game, there were whispers, will it go to OT again, the regular season? I mean, we mentioned it. Hibbing Chisholm took both of those games, but Coach Walters, Coach Jamnik both said before even their semifinal games, and I'm sure before their quarterfinal games, you have to forget what happened before the playoffs. And once again, these two teams, 51 minutes isn't enough.
Next goal wins, the winner off to states. We'll have the overtime right after this on WDIO. Section 7A championship game. Cloquet Esco Carleton and Hibbing Chisholm. Next goal wins. The winner off to the state tournament. Before we start the overtime, let's go down to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, just what a great period of play. I mean, 2-2 overtime, nothing better than this. You know, I mean, this is what you live for, right? I mean, you have the dreams. I mean, this is a game 7. Next goal takes you to state. I mean, you want the game on your stick, right? I mean, for me, at least, the momentum was back and forth. I mean, it's, once again, a clean slate heading into this overtime period. It's going to be interesting to see now who has the better legs, right? Who has the better jump, who's been kind of siphoning, conserving that energy, but now you just lay it out all on the line. So it's going to be great. I mean, the fans are pumped. I mean, this is what you want to see, right? And both these teams now, the Blue Jackets, going into overtime frame, at least in the regular season, they're 1-0-2 in the overtime, and then the extra time for CEC, they're 0-1-0. So CEC, both teams, I mean, not really used to taking a game to overtime, but still, this is the playoffs. You can hear the crowd behind me. It's awesome.
Last year, it was Whitaker Rewerts who was the overtime hero for Hibbing Chisholm. Who will it be tonight? Cloquet Esco Carleton starts the overtime with 13 seconds of carryover power play time, and then we'll be back to 5-on-5. Next goal wins here in Duluth.
It's just a fitting finish for the Section 7A tournament this year. Very, very competitive section. One of the best in the entire state, if not the best.
Back to 5-on-5. Sullivan into the zone. Loose puck at the far side. Sewell missed the net. Sullivan at the point. Long shot gloved and held by Lamphere. We'll play these 8 minutes. If we do not get a winner, we'll take an intermission break, resurface, and then full 17-minute overtime periods from there.
I mean, neither team wants to go to a second overtime, but I'm sure they'd rather do that than lose the game. So we'll see if there's any conservative play here at all from either side. You have to think both teams, though, they want to end this as soon as possible.
Sullivan from the blue line, opposite corner, centering pass goes off the pad of Lamphere. The second effort comes through the slot. It's cleared away. Now it's Cole Swanson for Hibbing Chisholm. He leaves it in the circle. A shot, and Leonardo makes the glove save for Cloquet Esco Carleton.
Don't know if you caught it, but number 10 in white flying like a blur through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. I'm sure he has a lot of deja vu right now in this game. He knows how to deliver in a moment like this. He was eager to jump into that rush. You could just see it the way he was flying through.
Offensive zone draw now for Hibbing Chisholm. Kate Swanson against Connor Sullivan in the face-off circle, controlled by the Blue Jackets. Long shot, pinballs in on goal. Great save from Leonardo. Davis Snesrud up the far boards and out to center. Ahead for Gentilini at the line. Gentilini spins toward the middle, held by Snesrud as he steps up from the blue line. Gentilini to Sullivan in the slot. The shot save made, and the rebound cleared to the near boards. That actually might not have got to Lamphere. Out to center it comes. Hildenbrand across for Swanson. They're in offside. 6:45 to go in the first overtime.
The Hibbing fans are a little upset about potentially a missed call. I didn't see it behind the play. They got pretty loud there as their team was starting to move off ice.
The shots 40-37 to Cloquet Esco Carleton. They were 14-11 in that third period in favor of Hibbing Chisholm. As about as even as you could get a hockey game, we will stay until there's a winner tonight. Leonardo cuts it off for Bram Snesrud. Along the near boards, Karola fights for it there. Renquist out to center ice. Gabardi for Hibbing Chisholm shoots it right back in. 90 seconds gone in this opening overtime. Rink wide. This is Karola, has it taken away by Vessel. Fighting for it there is Bram Snesrud. He gains control for CEC. Painovich ahead of the offensive line, tipped in by Karola, giving chase Elsmore. Sharp angle, gloved by Lamphere. 6:08 to go.
Back and forth we go. couple big chances. That double tip, though, you mentioned big save for Leonardo. 2 deflections on the shot from the point. Very hard to track that puck, but he somehow made the save. And you want to talk about the number of saves here tonight. 39 for Gavin Lamphere. Opposite him, 35 for Jacob Leonardo. Both goaltenders just racking up the save totals tonight.
Both goaltenders have been fantastic. Tate Swanson on the far side, defended by Willis. He centers, and coming across was Snesrud. That's Davis Snesrud. He pins it up along the near boards. Digging it free, Hildenbrand for Hibbing Chisholm. He's got it at the near point. Tried to cycle it along the near boards. Gets it back in the circle. Diving play by Sullivan. Knocks it away. Now Sewell gathering speed across the line. He shoots from the goal line extended. Saved by Lamphere. Jackson Strukel back defending for Hibbing Chisholm.
Yeah, you said it there. Connor Sullivan, big stick, heads-up stick play there to break up whatever the Blue Jackets were setting up there on the half wall. They'll switch lines again. CEC, though, keeping that top line out there with their top D pair in this offensive zone draw.
Sullivan wins it for the Jacks. Gentilini. Strukel pokes it away. He leads the charge for Hibbing Chisholm. 4-on-3 across the line to the far circle. Centering pass. That was his D partner, Rewerts, who again had jumped up in the play. Gentilini dumps it in. CEC will change. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first overtime. Galley to Elsner with some speed. Defended by Painovich. He fired a backhander off the shoulder of Leonardo. CEC now out to center. Sundvall tried to glove it down. On the scene is Elsmore. He centers for Karla. Spins to the corner. Through the slot area. No Jack was there. Elsner picks it up and starts forward for Hibbing Chisholm. Elsner on his backhand. Tried the same backhand shot. This one he fanned on, missed the net. 4.5 minutes to go in the extra session. Willis, defended by Sundvall into the zone. Tried to center for Elsmore. That pass missed. Hildenbrand bumps it ahead for Cole Swanson. He lost his stick as he tried to jump around Davis Snesrud.
He looked upset like he wanted a call there. That was a clean play.
They wave off the icing as we approach the halfway point of the first overtime. Next goal wins, winner off to State. This is Rewerts. He walks in off the post. He almost did it again for Hibbing Chisholm.
Oh man, and now Sewell the other way.
Sewell for CEC. He fires in. Lamphere the save for the Blue Jackets.
Dylan, I imagine the energy is unreal on the ice right now.
Can't hear Dylan. We'll take a look at the replay off the post here for Whitaker Rewerts. Last year's overtime hero nearly did it again. And then Sewell the other way. Good defensive play by Strukel for Hibbing Chisholm.
Leonardo must be thanking that post.
Bram Snesrud, a long-range shot, snared by Lamphere. Let's try one more time to go to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, I was saying, you talk about the energy. The players on both benches, they don't sit down during the period anyway, but I think they stood up an extra 2 inches during those last couple plays. You mentioned Leonardo. He has that calm, smooth, kind of flowing moves. It's kind of methodical, and he brings it off the post. I mean, it's awesome. Man, what an overtime, 3:40 left.
Bram Snesrud, long shot off the glove of Lamphere. Rewerts, who rang iron just moments ago. He moves it ahead. Cole Swanson, top of the circle. His shot deflected out of play by Bram Snesrud. 3:30 to play.
Just back and forth, back and forth. Quality chances for both teams, but as we've been saying all night, these goaltenders are really, it's who's going to outduel who between the pipes. Neither one looks like they want to be the one to give up a goal here late in this game.
Top lines out for both these teams. Offensive zone draw for the Blue Jackets. Tied up in the circle. Controlled now by CEC. This is Sewell. He gains some steam across the blue line with half a step and knocked away by the stick of Rewerts. Now he moves it forward. This is Cole Swanson. Painovich back defensively, delivers a big hit for Cloquet-Esco Carleton.
Hibbing fans upset, but that's a clean check. Played the body. Swanson tried to sidestep him. Painovich just took him out of the play.
He's got it back now for Hibbing Chisholm through the slot. Again, Painovich the takeaway and flips it to center.
There's a reason he wears a C on his sweater. He's Mr. Do-It-All in the defensive zone for this Lumberjack team.
He wins those battles of the 222s. 2.5 minutes to go. Will we find a winner in the first overtime tonight? This is Rewerts. He came as close as anybody with that post just moments ago. Flips it ahead. Now it's Elsner. He's separated from the puck by Rehnquist, and CEC able to clear the zone to center. Back on the attack now are the Blue Jackets. Tate Swanson. He takes a hit from Davis Snesrud. And that pass to the point misses all the way back to Lamphere. Two minutes to go in the opening overtime. No shortage of chances in the first 6 minutes. Can we find a goal before the intermission?
I don't know if anyone has any nails left in this building. A lot of tension. You can feel it in the air. It's just hanging around.
Pass picked off at center ice. Good play by Snesrud to send it back the other way. Just over 90 seconds to go. Sunval. He moves it forward. Gabardi ahead for Swanson. Defended by Davis Snesrud. He stops at the near half boards. Across the zone for Sunval. He misplayed it. Able to hold the zone. Gabardi defended by Sullivan. Toward the crease. The rebound came to Swanson, but his stick was tied up and it's out to center ice. Gentilini. Taken away by Gabardi. Kick to the corner. Second effort can't get to the middle. Vessel has it here for Hibbing Chisholm. 60 seconds to go.
Another few flurry of chances for the Blue Jackets.
This is Galley. Defended by Bram Snesrud, and Galley on the third effort or so finally gets one on goal. Ilianardo the save. What do you got, Dylan?
Well, what I do have is a lot of inhalers out if they had them. The boys are gassed. I mean, these are the quickest shifts I've seen both teams take all game. I mean, it's 15 seconds on, 20 seconds off. You're right back out there for these top units. I mean, this break, 51 seconds, can't come soon enough unless someone tickles the twine.
Offensive draw here for Hibbing Chisholm. Tate Swanson out to take it. And it goes into the corner. Painovich first one there. Up the near boards. Carla relays it to center. It gets past Strukel, who will chase for Hibbing Chisholm. Through center ice they come. Hildenbrand gives it to Rewerts. He centers. Ilianardo went left to right and got the pad to it.
What a save. Ilianardo getting across for the big stop.
Back to Rewerts, and he missed on the one-timer. 15 seconds to go. Hibbing Chisholm trying to find the winner. Long shot from Strukel is saved. And Ilianardo keeps CEC alive.
Everyone in a purple and gold sweater needs to go give him a tap on the pads. That sequence was nearly the end of the game and the season for the Lumberjacks. Hibbing Chisholm was that close to ending it there. Rewerts just missed on a one-timer on the back door, and the play across the slot. Grade A chances and even better saves for number one.
Still 12 seconds to go before the break. Offensive draw for Hibbing Chisholm. Won by CEC to the corner. Cole Swanson tracks it down. Out in front, Hildenbrand, he scores! Isaiah Hildenbrand with 5.9 seconds to go. Hibbing Chisholm is going back to the state tournament.
Shades of last year. Isaiah Hildenbrand, the patience, getting Ilianardo on his stomach and tucking it in behind him to send Hibbing Chisholm to St. Paul once again. The senior delivers in the big moment for the Blue Jackets.
It's the Swanson brothers on that top line for the Blue Jackets, who are more known for scoring goals. This time, Cole Swanson digs it out of the corner. Isaiah Hildenbrand all alone in front. He scores his 17th goal of the season, and by far the biggest of his career. For the second straight season, Hibbing Chisholm beats Cloquet Esco Carleton in overtime, and the Blue Jackets defend their section title. They are off to the Class A state tournament.
You could almost feel it coming. All the energy, all the pressure, all the momentum was in Hibbing Chisholm's favor in that last minute or so. They really started to generate some very, very dangerous chances. Dylan just said tired legs. It certainly looked like CEC was caught a little bit slow off their changes, and the relentless pressure from the Blue Jackets results in a game winner.
Hibbing Chisholm, the top seed in this Section 7A. We talked about their record, 23-2-2. The 2 losses, one of them to Hermantown for much of the season. The top team, or one of the top teams in Class A. The other loss was to Shakopee, one of the better teams in AA. They haven't lost since mid-January. And Isaiah Hildenbrand tonight with the overtime winner. That is tonight's Chevrolet play of the game.
Yeah, you'll see it here. Good stick lift from Cole Swanson in the corner. Finds Hildenbrand unchecked. We talked about third man high. He was the third man high, staying out of that scrum in the corner. Just bearing it there. Winning the face-off forward. I know it kind of looks like CEC won that draw, but that looks like it's where Tate Swanson wanted to play that puck. Get it low and feed it back out front. And it worked like a charm.
Hildenbrand mostly plays the role of facilitator on that top line for Hibbing Chisholm. Of his 53 points coming into tonight, 37 of them were assists. He had 3 helpers in that semifinal win against Proctor. Most of his job is to set up the Swanson brothers, but he is the hero tonight.
Kind of return the favor. Like you said, he sets up the Swanson brothers. They set him up for that one. The points go all around. They'll share those. But Isaiah Hildenbrand, the hero this year. And the rematch living up to every expectation.
Isaiah Hildenbrand, the senior forward for Hibbing Chisholm, is tonight's College of St. Scholastica player of the game. And as he goes through the handshake line, we are going to try to talk to him. He's going to shake hands here with the Cloquet Esco Carleton Lumberjacks. A heart-wrenching loss for the Lumberjacks for the second straight year. You get to this championship game, get it to overtime, and now 5.9 seconds away from an intermission break, a chance to rest and regroup. And again, it's Hibbing Chisholm that snatches away their state tournament dream.
That close to getting to rest your legs, getting to regroup. But like I mentioned, neither team really wanted it to go to a second overtime. Each team wanted to net the game winner as soon as possible. It did take until the final seconds, but like you said, heartbreak for the Lumberjacks, but elation for the Blue Jackets.